Swan of BlackRock says the market is waiting for much more clarity with respect to North Korea before making any decision.
If you look back through time, it's always been an escalation by definition of progress. So this is another escalation in a path which is fairly uncertain. So the market is aware of this issue. You can see by the market reaction yesterday and today, a little bit negative, but generally fairly muted. Again, not overreacting to the situation until it's much more clarity. Investors are fairly conditioned, I think, and that's reflected in terms of positioning within the region and also the valuations, where people are still worried generally about the direction of geopolitics and how that may impact growth. If they weren't, the markets would be certainly higher than where they are today. If you look at Asia in general, as well as Korea, there's been a very narrow market in many ways this year. The technology sector has been providing a lot of leadership, both from a price perspective and return perspective, but also from an earnings perspective. And that's not just a local issue, but it's a global issue. I think if you have a look within the technology space, you have to be starting to think about the next couple of years what the trends in growth will be, particularly within, say, semiconductors. And I think some of the recent CapEx announcements within the industry would suggest that finally we're going to start to see some extra supply, and maybe peak profitability is getting closer for these sectors as a result.